Welcome back, everyone. Get ready for the epic finale of What If Deku Meets His Queen. In this last part, we'll witness the thrilling encounter between Deku and his destined partner. Let's dive in and discover what fate has in store for our hero. We see Izuku lying down, staring at the darkness that appeared to be the ceiling. Izuku, regain my emotions. Regain my emotions. Reboot. Master, do you think it will work? Do we trust her? Izuku sighs, I don't know, Jarvis. But I didn't notice she was lying. Maybe she's right, and I can regain my emotions. Master. Izuku got up and dusted himself off. Izuku, but first, I have to save those kids. He said, but then he was tackled. Ranga/Rimuru, Izuku-sama/Izuku. Izuku, I'm glad to see you too. He noticed the children running towards him. Izuku sighs. The children jumped on him. Children, we were so worried about you, Izuku-sensei. Izuku gave a slight smile. Izuku, I'm fine, nothing happened to me. Everyone got up. Izuku, and by the way, how? He was interrupted by a tap on the head from Rimuru. Rimuru, what did I tell you about scaring me like that, Izuku? Izuku, that you don't like it. And if I do something like that again, I won't see the sunlight again. Rimuru, exactly, but I won't do anything to you. For now, since my happiness to see you again is bigger than making you suffer for doing that. She said with a smile. Izuku shivered while the others had a sweat drop. P.O.V._Izuku. To save time and patience, I'll tell you what happened because why? Well, it wasn't really relevant to me, so let's go. After that, my disciples asked me, where were you? How did you get here? And more. It really brought a small smile to see them worried about me. Now I know how Aizawa-sensei felt when I worried about him during the hero versus villain war. I just answered their questions to my disciples, and also asked how they got here? Well, it was thanks to a lady who told them how to get here. They met her when she saved the city from a dragon. I really missed that, but oh well, things happen in this world. Afterward, we relaxed a bit and talked calmly while Ranga played with the children, while Rimuru, and Rimuru explained everything to Rimuru, although in her own way, that is, with pride in her stories and how she described herself, although it was difficult for her, since she is the Queen of Spirits. Although I told her if it's true, although she still had her doubts, but she put them aside when she said she was going to take him to the higher spirits. But we weren't in a hurry since Rimuru said they weren't going anywhere so we could relax, and that's what we did. After a few minutes, we went to look for the higher spirits and arrived, although the place is very peculiar to see, and I thought the hardest part would come and it was if the spirits wanted to or not, but it wasn't like that, since Rimuru called the spirits we needed and we called each of my disciples and they accepted, one by one. I had a sweat drop while having a chibi face like Rimuru while Ranga was watching the scene with curiosity, but well, I'm glad we could save the children, but something peculiar happened since when there was only one left, Kuro, a spirit appeared that left us amazed, both me and Rimuru, since Jarvis said it was a spiritual body and it is superior, its energy is very different and its threshold could not even be calculated. Rimuru said it is dangerous, but it was too late since it got into Kuro's body, although I didn't see any change like Rimuru, although we got a bit serious, but we quickly got over it. After that, we thanked Rimuru and started to leave, but there's one thing left to do. End_POV. Izuku. We see everyone heading towards the exit, but then Izuku stopped, confusing everyone. Rimuru, what's wrong, Izuku? Ranga, Izuku-sama? Children, Izuku-sensei? Izuku sighs. He looked at Rimuru and she smiled as she knew what he was going to say. Izuku, now that my disciples are safe, I can finally think about myself, and I want my emotions back, Rimuru. He said seriously. That surprised and shocked the others. Ranga, what? Kenya, wait. Alice, regain your emotions? Kurobe, you don't have emotions? Rimuru might give you back your emotions, Izuku? If so, why didn't you do it right away? Izuku, I know you have questions, but I'll answer them later. Rimuru, fine, but remember, you have to keep all your abilities unless you want to lose them forever. Rimuru, what? Izuku sighs, this I have to say, but the other questions later. He said playfully. I have to keep all my acquired abilities, as Rimuru said, but no being can handle my abilities, or at least that I know of, but I forgot someone who can. Ranga, who? Izuku-sama. Izuku, who else? It's Rimuru. He said with a chibi face. Rimuru, me? Izuku, yes, you're a slime too, and you have more diverse magic than me, meaning, you're stronger than me, so I can give it to you without fearing anything happening to you. Rimuru. Haha, you're right, and I'll do it, if it's to regain your emotions, I'll do it. I want to see you smile with the others. And with me. She said the last part in a whisper. Izuku, thank you. Rimuru, and how do you transfer your abilities? Do you have to put your hand on my head or is it a ritual? Rimuru, well, it's physical contact. She said plainly. Everyone was confused except one, Izuku, as he knew what she meant. Izuku, again? He thought with a chibi face. Rimuru, but what does that mean? He couldn't finish as he felt something on his lips. Izuku kissed Rimuru. She was in shock while her eyes turned white from the suddenness. Everyone had their jaws on the ground for seeing the scene. Rimuru, I think it was just touching his forehead and that's it, but this works. She thought comically. Suddenly, rays started emanating from Izuku's body, each of different colors, and entered Rimuru's body. When Izuku felt very weak, he started to separate, leaving Rimuru completely red as smoke appeared over her head. Izuku, I think it worked. I feel very normal. He said while looking at his hands and trying to activate one for all or his abilities. Rimuru, I feel stronger. She said, trying to recover. I want another kiss. She thought while covering her face with her hand to hide her blush. I feel like a schoolgirl. Kenya, that's gross. Gale, I agree. Ryota, but it's not that bad. Alice, how romantic. Kuro, she said while hugging her book a bit tighter. Ranga, well, I won the bet, Gobta. Rimuru, well, now, your emotions. Izuku, okay, I'm ready. Rimuru approached the green-haired boy and made some weird movements, but they thought it was the ritual or something like that. Rimuru, here. She said and gave him a light tap on the chest. Done. Everyone had a sweat drop. Izuku, ouch? He said comically. I don't feel different and. He couldn't finish as tears started streaming down. Everyone except Rimuru got worried. Everyone/Rimuru, Izuku/Izuku sensei/Izuku-sama. Izuku didn't respond, and he saw his whole life flash before his eyes. From childhood until now, he saw all his actions, fights, and everything up to this world, his friends, fights, and more. But then he stopped crying and looked at his hands. Izuku, did it work? He said while looking at his hand and then started wiping away his tears. Rimuru, I don't know, tell me, do you want to kiss Rimuru again? Rimuru blushed, and Izuku had a slight one too. Izuku, what kind of Q question is that? Although it wouldn't bother me. He said a bit nervously. Everyone was surprised. Was he getting nervous? Rimuru, let me try something. She said and quickly grabbed Izuku and kissed him. Everyone was in shock. Rimuru, well, that was unexpected. It was just a joke. Izuku was on the verge of collapse but held on while Rimuru deepened the kiss. Izuku just closed his eyes and let himself go. Izuku, why yes. I feel warm. Although when I kissed her, I felt a slight warmth but now, it's very warm. I feel happy. Joyful. But at the same time nervous, although not too much. Appearing, I got a bit used to it when I didn't have emotions to alleviate those nerves. He thought as he reciprocated the kiss, although the same rays that came from Izuku started emanating from Rimuru's body and entered his, but he, like Rimuru, ignored that and continued with the kiss. They separated, leaving a thread of saliva, both Izuku and Rimuru with completely red faces. Izuku looked like a strawberry. Izuku, why yeah. It worked. I have my emotions. But I'm stronger. He said as he forced himself not to collapse. Rimuru, he, I'm very happy. She said and gave him a kiss, but this time it was on his cheek. Izuku. Catch me, Ranga. He said, and Ranga quickly caught the unconscious Izuku. Ranga, Izuku-sama. Rimuru, I think I can get used to seeing Izuku in that state. She thought with a smile. Hours later. P.O.V._Izuku. Wow, I never thought I'd regain my emotions like this, let alone Rimuru kissing me, but things happen. I woke up in a room, I have to be stronger. My emotions returned quickly. I thought I'd regain them in the middle of an epic battle like in some anime, manga, or books I've seen, but oh well. Rimuru wasn't here, I only found my disciples, and Ranga wasn't here either. Apparently, he went with Rimuru. The children told me she went to talk to a friend, I think it's Yuki, so I relaxed and waited for her, but meanwhile, I taught my disciples some tricks and lessons, and when she appeared, I had my abilities back again. It seems when Rimuru kissed me, it gave me back my abilities, but oh well. Some time later, Rimuru arrived and told me everything. Although nothing relevant, I arrived at my room and looked out the window at the landscape, remembering all my adventures from when I arrived until now. How are they all doing? They must be fine. Days and weeks passed, but the day of departure arrived, since we did what we wanted, saving the children, but we decided to stay a little longer to teach them a couple of things, but it's done now. The farewell was sad, although not so much since I'll visit them along with Rimuru from time to time, so it's not a farewell, but a see you later. Rimuru gave Shizu's mask to Kuro, although it was a good decision in my opinion. Then we got on Ranga and started heading to the village. I can't wait to see everyone's amazement when they see me with emotions. I want to be amazed with them and smile with them. Undoubtedly, it excites me and makes me very happy. Many adventures are coming, and I can already feel the emotions. What does the future hold for me? Well, we'll see that with time. End_POV_Izuku. We see Izuku and Rimuru riding on Ranga, and we notice that Izuku had a smile as he enjoyed the wind, which was noticed by Rimuru, who gave a smile, but then they passed by some trees and didn't notice that there was a person behind one. I found them. It's almost done. He thought seriously and disappeared.